Hi, good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to Poem Praise 2. And peace and blessings be upon you and your family this afternoon. Now, we are going to get right back into Daddy Talk. Currently, right now, we're on chapter number 5. This is going to be the first take of chapter number 5, which is entitled A Lady of Class. Who can find a virtuous woman? Her worth is far above rubies. And it reads as such for take 1. Remember when you saw a very beautiful, well-dressed woman walk into the room. All eyes were focused upon her as she entered. She became the center of attention. Without a word spoken, you knew something about her was different. As you pondered to find an answer, you ask yourself, is it her hair, her dress, or just the way she walked? You soon discovered it wasn't just the way her hair was styled or the outfit she had on. Rather, it was the way her hair and dress came to life. It was how she moved as she pranced across the room. Nothing overbearing, revealing, sexual, or provocative. Just very tasteful, respectable, and reserved. She didn't have to say much, but when she spoke, it was seasoned with grace, eloquence, and dignity. Her words were very clear and articulate, and her maturity demanded your respect. She knew the value of time. She did not allow herself to engage in nonsense and foolish talk. Her conversation was focused and always addressing her purpose. You could tell someone had taken the time validating who she was. Her confidence was contagious, and her presence was exciting and exhilarating. Her presence spoke and said she had been well taught and educated in the finer things of life. The thing that made her so unique and different is called class. A lady of class. That's what she was. A man knows the difference between a fast woman and a class woman. A classic woman is like a Rolls Royce. She is in a league of her own. Her standards are far above others. She stands out from the crowd and does not settle for the status quo. She can be defined as one who is polite, eloquent, intelligent, secure, self-sufficient, and independent. Class has been birthed in her from the time of conception. Her beauty is like a rose. It is an inner beauty that buds out through her character and charm. A woman of class is mindful of the way she walks, talks, and dances in front of others. She never wants to send the wrong message. She understands class is more about attitude than anything. For her, it is the little things that make the difference. It is the extra something that mama puts in a meal that makes it taste so good, even though you don't know exactly what it is. Money cannot buy class. Only a few women ever find it. A woman filled with class will never be forgotten. Once you have been in her midst, she leaves a lasting impression. Some think that's just because you come from a wealthy family, you are a classic woman. But that isn't always the case. It costs to be a lady of class. There is a price to pay to be classic. The cost includes 1. Going against popular opinion and never being controlled by what others think or say. Number 2, denying oneself of temporary satisfaction or gratification for long-term consequences. Number 3, moving with instinct above impulse. And 4, putting character and conviction above what is convenient. She will not be praised by all, but envied by some because of who she is and the accomplishments that she has made. Class cannot be purchased. It has to be developed, and it can only be birthed. I remember going to church in the inner city of Detroit, where I looked forward to Sunday morning service. I watched as service began. The older ladies of the church entered the doors wearing big, beautiful hats with matching shoes and purses. Those sisters were dressed to kill. It was like a fashion show each Sunday. I was always amazed at how they walked with poise as they went to their seat. These ladies wore class draped around their shoulders. My mom, who we called Mama Tessie, was one of those ladies. She is still one of the greatest examples of what a classic woman looks like. Even though we didn't have a whole lot of money, whenever Mama Tessie stepped out of the house, she was dressed from head to toe. Others around called her First Lady. Even to this day, when Mama Tessie goes to the grocery market, she has to look a certain way. I often ask her, "Mom, why do you always dress up like that?" Her reply to me is, "You never know who you might run into." Your first and last impression is everything. Mama Tessie will always be my favorite woman of class. Little girls in today's society need to be taught what it means to be a lady of class. There is a Mother Goose nursery rhyme that says, "What are little boys made of? Snips and snails and puppy dog tails. That's what little boys are made of. What are little girls made of? Sugar and spice and everything nice. And that's what little girls are made of." This nursery rhyme is really cute, but so true. There is a great difference between girls and boys. Most boys are more in tune with their strengths, while most girls are more in tune with their weaknesses. Girls need to feel like they are beautiful, even though they may be pretty on the outside. If they do not feel it on the inside, it means nothing. Many times, small things can cause a woman to become bent out of shape and not feel as pretty as she desires. Things such as unpainted or broken fingernails, the wrong pair of shoes, stockings, purse, or not having her makeup. These little things can throw her off balance. If you measured your beauty solely upon your looks, you'll be certain to find discontentment, disappointment, frustration, unhappiness, and the chore of forever having to compare yourself to someone else. That does complete the first take of Chapter 5, A Lady of Class. So stay tuned for take number 2, It Be It Thy Will. But until then, I certainly want for you to be well, take care, be blessed. Till next time. Later, y'all.